Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Greetings, people. Coming to you in a second. Just doing my groove. It's your brother King Simon right here. On King Simon Presents, people. Taking you back into my radio days. Don't forget, if you want to do a Numerovation session, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth at 347-496-1022. That's 347-497. Oh my goodness. Let me shut that down. Don't forget to go to pedalwise.com. If you want to go to pedalwise.com, make sure you go and get that coupon discount. Remember, the King 2021 is the coupon discount at www.pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. Make sure you show your love. Remember, of course, we got a content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by the guest speakers, authors, and this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel, broadcasters, or its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. If you want to do my class, you know what it is. Please email me or text me at the Numerovation at Gmail. And the text, of course, is 347-496-1022. Don't forget, Lloyd Strayhorn was here with me yesterday. And also on Brother Richard's show, we hung out. Remember, if you want to do his class, make sure you go to his website at www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. And tonight we got this young lady coming up. So make sure you're tuned in and make sure you give her a call if you want some consultation about real estate. She's a real estate personality and salesperson. Give her a call at 347-866-1153. Don't forget, 1 Million Adornments is in the building. Don't forget, she'll be coming up too. She's my partner in Vibe right here on King Simon Presents. So make sure y'all tune in on her earrings and show her love. Get my books. No promotion is bad promotion. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. Numbers are simple. Our children's health is important. And Numerovation for mental stability. Don't forget, my daughter has some beautiful wares. Make sure you hit her up right there at teesprings.com/Yasira in the building. Don't forget, we got some big things happening. We got some big things coming up. You know what it is. Bap, bap, ooh, boom. And of course, don't forget, coming up, we have on March 28th, we do have this beautiful lady, but I wanted to promote this one right here. We have Dr. MJ coming up. She's an acupuncturist, physician, and board certified Eastern herbalist. She's coming up on March the 21st. Yeah, baby. And don't forget, on March the 28th, we're going to be doing something on Sunday, March the 28th, because she can't make it on that Wednesday. So a Genesis is coming in. Manifesting and living your bliss life with a Genesis. It's going to be deep. And also to close out the month, the Women's History Month. That's right. We have the one, the only Dr. Nalani Valentine. Woo! Speaking on her book called 7 Steps to Healing and Wellness. That's happening on Wednesday, March 31st. So you want to be in the building, baby. And don't forget, my workbook is coming out. So if those people want to take my classes, don't forget King Simon's Numerovation, Motivation with Numbers workbook is coming out, ebook. So look out for that. You know, I'm not playing with none of y'all. Today's show is going to be a special shoe, family. Lot of mercy. A special shoe, family. Lot of mercy. I see my friend in the background getting ready, looking all dolled up. We're going to be bringing her on momentarily. Lot of mercy. Lot of mercy. Lot of mercy. Okay, this is my son's stuff here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Now, if you want to get my son's music, please go to his link right here. Prince Imagine, a multi-dimensional artist. Get the music on all platforms, so make sure you check out that link. All right? Please go get that. My son got some bad stuff, I'm telling you. All right, so let me bring on my handsome self while y'all are here getting ready for me. Lot of mercy, 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 lot of mercy. I know she in the background saying this Negro hasn't changed a bit. Oh man, King Simon in the mother flipping building. How you feeling all over the world, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth? And I see my partner in Vibe in the background getting ready to bring up our people. So, Empress Aisha, if you're ready, you got to let me know what's up now. I need to see your face. You are funny. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to keep it funny here. You know, live clean, fight dirty. 52 Block Nation. Woohoo! 52 Block. Live clean, fight dirty. That's right. So big up to Master Mo and all the great martial art teachers that I've known for over the years. We got a special shoe for y'all today, family. Yesterday we had Audrey Rumbles, of course, the quantum metaphysician and Audrey Night creator. On Sunday, we had the hypnotherapist. Lord have mercy, we had a hypnotherapist on here doing their thing. And before that, we had Mugga, the comedian and actress. She did her thing. And before that, we had Sister Shahrazad Ali, who wrote the book Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman and the Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. So we had some great people up on here. So happy Women's History Month to all you beautiful, sexy ladies out there. I love women. I am an official lesbian. I love women too. So y'all can stay with that. I'm one of them people. So it is what it is. So if they can love women, I can love women too. What's going on? I'm trying to tell these people, stop playing with me. All right. So we're going to have some fun today, man. We're going to have some fun. And of course, the topic today is the wonderful world of property ownership. That's right. The wonderful world of property ownership with our dear real estate salesperson and consultant, Janelle Lewis. So Janelle Lewis, I've known for many years, and I've known her to not only be a very extraordinary lady that we're going to be bringing on, but she is one who has been into the entrepreneurship for years. She used to do music, produce her own music, model, all types of stuff, perform live and direct and all of that. So I've known her for many years, about 15, 16 years now. So I've known her for many years. And hey, we just know each other from out of the club scenes back in the day, the party scenes back in the day. But now she's taking other steps, doing other things, doing big business, handling her business, and her family and children are doing big business too. But before we bring her on, I want to bring on my partner in vibes, the one, the only, Empress Aisha Moore. Make sure you unmute yourself, Empress, as we bring you on. Empress, get ready to unmute yourself. You ready, girl? You ready? She done disappeared again. Why she disappeared? You ready? You ready, Empress? No, yes. I'm bringing you on now. Stop playing.
My internet. Is
Huh? What's up?
My internet's okay. I think it's good now.
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you. I can feel you. What's going on? What's up? How you doing?
Oh, finally. I'm doing good. Just sitting here.
How's the table?
We was doing a lot of stuff. We was playing makeup and we was just having a little fun just now. So I just
that's good.
Yeah, okay, we was have a little girl time.
Okay, y'all was playing makeup. That's good. At least y'all playing makeup. You know, some people out there really putting on makeup. Y'all talking about playing makeup.
My daughter was serious. Was serious. I was the one just sitting there like, oh, whatever, just whatever.
Okay, well, that's good. How was your day? Everything's been good?
Yes, everything is good. I know my internet was acting up just now. Were you able to see me just a little while ago?
I can still see you up to now. I can still see you now. Yes, I can still see you. Everything is good. Well, let me know if you got to fall out. You know what's that? You want to check it? You want me to pull you back and you can check, make sure everything's all right? You good?
Thank goodness. Yeah, we good.
Okay. Great. Well, without further ado, I'm going to bring on a good friend of mine here who is a real estate salesperson, and she's a consultant, and she's doing big things in the big Brooklyn. If you're on her IG, she be posting all types of pictures of apartments and houses and buildings and all kinds of stuff. So she's doing it. She's a rising star in this business. And I'm going to make sure I got her information on the front before I throw her up. Of course, Janelle Lewis, licensed real estate salesperson and consultant. Her number is 347-866-1153. Without further ado, let's welcome right here on King Simon Presents the one, the only Janelle Lewis.
Round of applause. Thank you.
Not a mercy.
Thank you for having me. Hello, Empress.
Hello, Janelle. How are you?
I'm well. It's really lovely to see both of you. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome. But thank you. Oh man, look at that background. That Africa bookcase is tight, son. That Africa bookcase is tight. Africa bookcases.
Your background is representing you, Janelle. You heard me? I said your background is representing you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I plan to visit Africa hopefully soon. 2021, it's supposed to be our year, but you know how things are going. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, yeah, we good. Let me throw on my computer glasses to block this energy. Yeah, these are my computer glasses. This ain't no real glasses. It's computer glasses. Well, they're real glasses, but they're computer. But first of all, Janelle, thank you very much for wanting to participate in our program. And as people are coming in, you know, want everybody. I want you to tell us about who Janelle Lewis is and why Janelle Lewis is and why she's into real estate and all that good stuff. Please tell us a little about yourself before we get into it.
Okay, so yes, I am Janelle Lewis, as I was introduced. I am a licensed real estate salesperson based in Brooklyn. I am with One Oak Real Estate Hub, located right here in Brooklyn. So I'm licensed to help people buy and sell property in all of New York State. Before that, I was born and raised here in Brooklyn. My family's from the Caribbean, so shout out to Trinidad and all of the Caribbean islands.
Trinidad, oh good.
I'm in Brooklyn, you know, that's like the next Caribbean, you know. A lot of folks come from the West Indies and they come here. So, you know, I was born and raised with the culture, even though I wasn't out there, I was here. And, you know, I have a love for soca. I have a love for my people. I have a love for, you know, just seeing our people make it. So I feel that getting into this business is one of the ways that I can assist, you know, our community, because homeownership isn't something that everyone thinks they are in a position to acquire. And I'm showing people how, yeah, it really can be obtained and it can be acquired. You know, it was the reason I got into real estate. A good friend of mine, well, someone I was dating at the time, he was a real estate agent, and he realized that I had a knack for people. You know, like, you know, I was drawn to people. I had that energy. I like to talk to people. And he was like, "Hey, why don't you try this out?" So I assisted him with a few deals, and just in a matter of a couple of months, I helped him to make a few $1,000s. But I wasn't licensed, so he was like, "Why don't you just go ahead and get your license and make this your thing?" So went to school, studied, got the license, and here we are today. I do this full time, and I'm working with buyers. I'm working with sellers. It's like such a pleasure to be able to, you know, have my business to assist people in this way. So,
thank you very much for that. That I know it can be sometimes in these times. Some people think it's rough, but if they get a great consultant or somebody that can help them through it, that's very important nowadays, and especially someone with integrity and someone they can trust. It's very important. But one thing about her, let me tell the people, she says what she means and mean what she says. I'll tell you one thing about her.
Yes,
you know, that's the truth. And, you know, tell us, first of all, Aisha, did you want to start off with the question, or did you want me to start off? You cool? You know you're on mute, right? You're on mute. You know you're on mute. You won't forget you're mute. Go ahead.
Don't worry about it. You know my background.
Don't become a mutant. Go ahead. You got a question?
I do have questions, because I'm half like one, because one thing about real estate is like, what's the difference between hold on, I have my question right here. Just bear with me, because I know I have it. I have to know how to write my stuff, get this stuff written down. So what's the difference between a title and a deed? You know, when you own it,
well, for a property, for a home, it's pretty much, you know, one and the same. When you have the deed of the property, you can actually sell the deed of a property and still maintain some sort of ownership. Like, okay, so in Brooklyn, as of recently, unfortunately, there's been a situation where a lot of people have been kind of convinced to sell the deed of their home, and they've been allowed to still live there. So there's a bit of ownership that's still there, but it's not. The one thing you don't want it to do is to relinquish the deed of your home, because then you have very little say. You may still be on parts of the home, but you're not in complete ownership of it. So I would say when you are acquiring a property, the best thing you need to do is to make sure you have the right people on your side. Make sure you have the lawyers look over any documentation that you sign. Make sure you have a real estate agent that is able to guide you through the process from start to finish. So you're not in a position where you're going to relinquish something like that, because once that's out of your hands and the name is changed, you no longer have the full control that you would want for your property.
That's powerful, because a lot of people are going into to need to understand what the deeds are and what's all that is working. And what I wanted to really find out is what is the process as far as someone that might not have no credit, or a person that might have have no credit or have bad credit. What is the process of getting someone like that who really desires to own, but maybe wasn't taught to manage money properly? So what would be the process of someone like you coming in to consult them and guide them?
So to purchase a home, the number one question I ask people is, did you speak to a mortgage broker or speak to your banker to find out if you have enough finances, credit, and income in order to move forward? So unfortunately, some folks have heard, I just need to have a down payment, which with an FHA mortgage, a down payment is as little as 3.5%. But they don't realize that there are more costs involved than just a down payment. You also need to have closing costs. So I would say to someone, if you're looking to purchase a home and you're really not sure if you are ready, first, think about the prices of the home that you think you would like to purchase. So if you say, you know what, I think I want to buy something around $500,000. In this market, it may be possible if you're going to maybe Queens or Long Island, maybe even parts of Brooklyn, depending on what you want to purchase. I would recommend you have at least 10% of the purchase price set aside if you're going to be using an FHA mortgage. With 10% set aside, that means you'll have the 3.5% down, and you'll have at least 6% that's going to cover the rest of the closing costs involved with the purchase. So if you have at least that, then you're in a good position. Now, as far as your credit, your income, your history, that would all have to be checked by your mortgage broker. So that's a very, very, very first thing I would recommend. Once you think, okay, I've set, a certain amount of money aside, I think my credit may be in a good place. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 700 score. However, the higher the credit, the better, because you would be allowed to perhaps get a better interest rate on your purchase. So I would say, number one, make sure you have savings. Number two, speak to a mortgage person. Have them check your credit. They would ask, about your work history, how long you've worked at your job, how much do you make, what's your income, and they do what's called a pre-approval letter. With that pre-approval, then I can use that almost like, like a ticket, like, hey, I'm allowed to spend $500,000. And then with that, you then come to someone like me and I could assist you with finding the properties. So that would be the number one thing. Talk to a mortgage person, see if you are in the right place to purchase a home. And if not, if you need to say clean up your credit, there are lots of credit places that would assist you with that. Or maybe you can even work on it yourself. Contact these companies that you're owing things to and figure out if you can work on bringing those down so that you can raise your credit score, because the better credit you have, the better, position you would be in.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that explanation. That was very good, as I can see. Now,
I'm trying.
Yes, Aisha, you have a question, please. Go ahead. You're on mute.
Oh, mute.
Nope. When you own a house, sorry, Janelle and King Simon. When you're in New York City, right, and you own a house, do you own the land as well? Does the state and the city have a different law?
Well, in New York, I don't remember the exact term, but if there is a situation that happens and they need to come and take over your property and take over your land, that can happen here in New York. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the term is exactly, but you do own your home and you do own the land, but there's still rights that the state has to your land, and there's still rights that they do have to your home. So yeah, you do own it. However, there's like a bit of a thin line that's still there.
So wait. If a person doesn't pay the land tax but is paying mortgage, they can take the land from them. That's what you're telling me.
Well, the taxes that you're paying, that's for everything. That's the taxes for your home and for your land. Right. But I'm just saying that ownership in New York, and I don't know about all the other states. I'm licensed here in New York, but ownership in New York, you do have. I wish I remember the term. I went to real estate school, but it's like, as you're working There's some things that are not arts that you could be afraid. But there are some rules that states that, you know, let's say we're in a state of emergency or something of that matter, the state does have the right to come and, you know,
confiscate it.
Well, utilize it.
In Jamaica, they used to say capture. Capture the land. Take it where.
Yeah, because, you know, it's you know, state of emergency, or, you know, there's a reason that it's needed, you know, so you own it. However, just understand that, you know, there's that.
It could be under siege. Okay. Yeah. But, you know, I noticed that even with the parks and throughout the United States of America, period, the parks can be seized by the military if there is a real heavy state of emergency, like Prospect Park in Brooklyn would be shut down and become a military base immediately and lock it down, so they won't have anybody hiding in there and all that. They don't want no Rambo types up in there, so they really lock those places down as far as disaster preparedness is concerned. But you know, I know you also deal with commercial property and people who want to start their own business and open their own business. Now, what's the process with people dealing with commercial property? Is there different than private property? How does that work?
Well, my office is licensed and insured to do both commercial and residential property. It is a slightly different process. I more deal with residential purchases and sales. There are a different set of forms. I've assisted previously with a business that wanted to rent. So even with renting, it's a little bit different. The amount of money that you have to put down, the credits that they have to check, the history that you have to have. What I would advise, if you came to my office, I do have someone in my office that is a little bit more well versed with commercial property, and we have a lawyer as well as a commercial property expert on hand that would know a bit more detail what's required. But it is different. But it would still need the credentials. They would want to know what kind of business you have, because there's very specific types of insurance you have to acquire. If you own a hair salon versus a restaurant, you know, those are going to be two different things. You know, there are things you have to do ahead of time before you could purchase or rent. And you have to make sure that your licenses are in line as well.
And New York is probably the most expensive, huh? Right now. Huh?
I mean, like in my office right now that we have a commercial property to lease. I believe it is now $1,700 or $1,800 for a storefront to lease. Which I don't think that's bad, you know, depending on the line of business that you use. But let's say you're selling clothing or something, or you're selling candles or something. If you are generating a good amount of business, that's really not bad rent to pay. However, I've seen way higher. There are places that, you know, maybe would hold a house at Chipotle or something. You know, they're paying like 30 grand, 40 grand, you know, a month in you know, for leasing the space. It's quite expensive, but it depends on what type of commercial property you have.
Okay, people that are just tuning in, please log in and lock it in, share, like I'm saying on the screen, thumb up and share the video and show love via Cash App, King Simon 3158 or PayPal.me/King Simon. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Spread love, You got to spread love, people. I'm trying to tell people. You know how we do, Janelle. We spread love, right, Aisha? We need the love. So, you know, Aisha, do you have another question before I move on to my next question? You have another question, Aisha? Go ahead.
Janelle, could you tell us, like, what is your favorite moment in being a real estate agent? Like, what is your highlight moments?
Okay, most recently, one of my highlight moments, I had a young couple with a newborn baby, and they were looking for a place to rent. They were staying, I believe, in a hotel, and like a family member had reached out to me and asked if I could assist them with a place to go, because I also run an Airbnb. So I, you know, offered them my Airbnb to stay in, and I actually helped them to find an apartment. The apartment that I helped them to find was so nice. During this time of COVID, real estate agents have learned to adapt to the COVID environment. So a lot of us have a lot of pictures and videos on hand to show properties, because sometimes folks, just for their own safety, they don't view in person. So I was able to acquire a video from an agent that had an apartment that was within their budget. And I sent it to the couple. and they liked it. And I saw in the video, I was like, all right, it's a nice, neat property. You know, everything's brand new. I think this would be great for their first time renting. And I walked with them through the process to gather all the documents, and it was quite a process. It was quite an ordeal because they're really young, and you know, they don't have too much knowledge with how to deal with this, even getting the bank stuff in order. And the day that we actually finally finished and we closed, and you know, money was exchanged or whatever, and they walked in and saw the apartment. Well, the mom, she walked in and saw the apartment for the first time. We were blown away. Even I was blown away. And I was like, wow, would you look at that? To know that, you know, this young couple that no one gave a chance before because they said they worked with other agents, and because they were new to the market and they didn't have a rental history, they had the income, they had the credit, but sometimes, you know, when you don't have a rental history, you know, it's a little harder to get someone, but I worked with a really good team of people and we were able to get them. But just the joy on their faces, and even the text message that I received from the young man when he got to see it, he was just like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so thrilled. And I said, listen, it can only go up from here. You know, your first apartment is just like granite countertop, all brand new. Like, it's stunning, you know? And I said, you know what? I thank God that you were given a chance by, you know, the landlord, because it's his first time renting out to someone that he doesn't know, you know, and this is your first time experiencing this. So that brings me joy when folks are able to attain what they haven't been able to attain before. And I played a part in that process. That's what makes this job, well, it doesn't even feel like a job to me, you know, but that's what makes this job, you know, really like, it feels good. And it makes me not regret leaving my previous place of employment.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, let's talk about, where did you used to work before? Let's talk about it.
Before, I used to work for a bank. I was employed there for over a decade, and I was working as an executive assistant. And, you know, it did what it had to do as far as providing an income and providing insurance and whatnot for my family and some sort of security. But it didn't feel as rewarding to me. Working on someone else's calendar and making sure that they, you know, shined, you know, it was okay. But I felt more like, you know what, I want to work on my own calendar, and I want to help other people shine in a different way. You know, I want to help uplift people and show people that, you know, they can have this and have that. You know, I worked for whomever I worked for, and, you know, and they had the fancy car and the mansion and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as rewarding. Like, this is rewarding to me. You know, this is very rewarding to me, helping people from all walks of life to be able to say, oh man, I'm home, or, oh my God, thank you for being so patient with me. And, you know, walking me through the process and, you know, assisting me with getting this, like that. I feel so much more appreciation and gratitude working with folks doing this than working in that line of business in corporate America. Corporate America, you know, there's money in there, but you know, there's a lot to deal with, and it's not.
We can't fight corporate America. Some of these guys are the ones that's going to pay the bills or come and buy a house from you or something.
Yeah, so I'm not beating it up, but from my perspective, as well as corporate America has done for my family throughout the years, this this feels a whole lot more rewarding for me personally, and I like, you know, still being able to wear my corporate attire, you know, when I'm going out and real estating, as I call it. However, you know, my role is different, and it feels more rewarding for me to play this role.
You know what's so interesting? Going back into time, I remember you told me one time you met a very interesting person while you was working at that bank, and they did a whole movie about this person. Please, let's just mention him real quick.
Oh boy, what is his name again?
Chris Garner, right?
Huh?
It's Chris Garner. His name is Chris Garner. That played Will Smith played that movie about him.
Was that his name? Because the bank that I worked in, they actually dealt with real estate. So there were, you know, interesting people that walked through the door. And I was told ahead of time, because I sat at the front desk, that he was coming. Oh, I wish I remember his name. But
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness, exactly. So it was that gentleman. So I met the real life when he walked in, and you know, most of the time I sit pretty quietly, but when he left, and you know, I leaned in and I said, it's really a pleasure to meet you. You know, your story is quite inspiring. And he was, you know, he was very, you know, very pleasant. So, you know, again, I'm not knocking working anywhere. You know, do what you got to do. However, I just enjoy doing this more, and I plan to do this. You know.
I mentioned that because people like him. From what he went through, according to the movie, is inspiring, because it inspires me when I watch it all the time. When I love Will Smith and his son, how they portrayed the whole thing, and it's very inspiring to know certain people that you've met. You know me, I've been into entertainment, so I've met a lot of people also, but it's always inspiring to see people do well and buy. And I was just looking at a newspaper article, and Shaggy just bought something out here in Florida, a nice piece of property for about $1 million plus. But being that, I went to Erasmus, him and I went to Erasmus, seeing him do what he's doing after all these years is a beautiful thing. And buying property in Jamaica for people that need service in hospital. He has a regular fund that they fund different hospitals in Jamaica, Bustamante Hospital, that he does. And a lot of people don't talk about what they're doing as far as for children and for hospitals. But I know for sure that he's one of them that's doing it and buying properties and trying to help out people as much as he can. So, the realtor is very important in sealing those deals. And that's what I want to let everybody know. People like her are really important. And if you do want a consultation, family, or you want to find out more about her expertise or how she can guide you, please, by all means, text her at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. And you can also hit her up on IG. She posts a lot of stuff on IG, and that's at Janelle Real Estate. That's Janelle Real Estate at IG. And you could also DM her about if you want to find out more information and you want to set up a consultation. It's very important. If you want to own property, or one day own property, or you want to leave property in your children's name or whatever, please check with people like her and those that are serving the community in multiple ways. Aisha, please give her your question, please.
Yes. My next question is, I got a whole list of good questions for you.
Good.
You know what? One thing I would like to know is, what about the insurance? What kind of insurance should people be looking forward to getting when they or do you recommend like that they look into?
When you're purchasing a home, you have to get homeowners insurance. Depending on where you live, some places would require that you have flood insurance if you live in a flood zone, especially since the last major storm we had, which was Sandy. There were a lot of homes that unfortunately got destroyed, and the insurance rates, possibly went up. But it's very important. Before you could even close on a property, you actually have to acquire the insurance. Like, you have to get the estimate and get the insurance before, your closing date. So I'm not going to recommend any specific company, but do your research. Sometimes what buyers would do is find out what the seller had previously and then just continue using the same company. I've seen that happen, like especially with flood insurance. When renting, I do recommend getting renter's insurance. And the event, is there like feedback or something?
No. We cool. No.
Oh, okay. So, I would recommend getting renter's insurance as well. God forbid something were to take place in the apartment, you would be covered as well. But I'm not an insurance expert, so do your research.
Okay, you don't connect people with other insurance, do you? Do you have any?
No, I don't have any specific company that I work with or do referrals for. But I've come across many different companies that are provided. So just look it up and see what's good in your area.
And you said you have another question, please, Aisha. Please give another question if you have. I'll get my question after. Okay. You on mute. You and this mutant. Go ahead.
It's not a noise background. White noise type of sound. So I hope that you can hear me really well. But Janelle, like, for those who want to become a real estate agent, like, what type of school? Like, how long does it take to become one? That's one of the questions. And the second one is, what school would you recommend?
Well, I'm here in New York. I went to, I believe it was called the Brooklyn School of Real Estate. I did it in person. You can do the courses online if you're an online learner. I'm not that great of an online learner, so I actually did try it. I did try it online first, and I realized I needed that in-person connection. I don't know now during COVID if they are offering in-person classes. But it depends on your pace. I was working full-time, so I used to go after work 2 to 3 days a week and take the courses. So it took me maybe 3 months to take classes. Like I said, because I was working. But if you're not working and you're able to go, every day, you can do it in a matter of weeks. Once you take all of the required classes and whatever tests follow, whatever chapters you're studying, you have to take a test with your real estate school. Once you pass that, then you're allowed to schedule this test with the state of New York. And once you pass that, then you will get your license, and you have to find the home, but you have to find a brokerage to work under. You must work under a broker. So that's what I did. I ended up working under a brokerage. And then after some time, I moved on to the one I'm currently at, One Oak Real Estate.
Okay. People, if you have any questions, please type your questions in the chat clearly. I do not read chicken scratch, so people can actually type in chicken scratch. I couldn't believe it until I found that out. but I'll just say it. Another question I like, you and I have been raised in homes. I don't know about Aisha more, but I know you and I have been raised in homes for many years. And what encouraged you to really own your property, finally own your property and lock down a property for yourself? What encouraged you? Is it
being a homeowner?
Yes, being a homeowner, yes.
Well, my situation is a little interesting. I actually now own the home that I grew up in. My parents bought this house in the 70s. My mom is retired in Florida, and my dad is retired back in Trinidad. And my dad, thought it would have been a good idea for me to raise my kids here in this family home. So I actually acquired the property, purchased the property, but acquired the property, that way. And, I didn't pay market value, but, I am a homeowner. And to me, it made sense to know that I have this place that my kids, actually have space, because we were living in a small apartment, a little 2-bedroom apartment. And, it was a home, but actually owning something, it's definitely a different feeling. And I would recommend it for anyone that is ready or that's in the position to go for it. Like having the money that you spend go towards the home that someday you would be able to borrow against the equity and maybe purchase another home or make home improvements, or that you'll be able to pass on to your children and your children's children. There's something in that just gives you such a good feeling, and it's definitely more beneficial in the long run if you are in that position. Renting is not a bad thing, because there are folks who are lifelong renters, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why we have so many rentals that exist, from city to city and town to town. However, home ownership, if you can do it, I empower you to take that step and go for it.
Aisha, do you have a question, please?
Oh, mute. Oh, I can't hear you.
Well, you're on mute, sister. Go ahead. You can't. What's up with you? You all right?
Uh-oh. Okay, now we lost the picture. Come back.
Yeah. What it is? I keep hearing this noise in the background, and like this noise, and I'm thinking that's my mic that's causing it, but it's not. So
I'm hearing it too. I'm hearing it as well.
Yeah. So just in case it was coming from quiet, I was trying to mute the mic. I had muted it. Okay. So let me see. My home. So what? Another one is like with the Section 8. Do you deal with people who deals with the Section 8 home buying program, and they like first home buyers from there? Do you work with them?
So Section 8, from my experience, Section 8, HASA, NYCHA, City FEPS. Those are programs that tend to give out vouchers to those that need to rent property. So I've actually helped a few families with programs to rent apartments. The last program apartment that I did was a couple that they were actually in a shelter with their children. And, I was able to talk to the landlord, and it was his first time dealing with a program. And the program pays their full rent. It gave bonuses to the landlord, and it paid the broker's fee. And to this day, the couple, they're happily there with their children. So in the state of New York, a program like Section 8, that's considered a form of income. So we cannot discriminate against anyone that has a program. I know it's very hard for folks out there who have programs to find housing. However, the reason it's so hard is because so many people have programs and there's not enough housing to match the programs. Someone who lives in a private home, just a 2-family home, they can accept the program if they want to. However, a building that has, a certain amount of apartments, they must accept the program or consider the program as, one of the applicants that applies for them. So yes, my office does service everyone, regardless of their income, whether they have programs or not. As far as the first-time home buyers, I do not deal exclusively with any first-time home buyers program. However, there are banks that do offer that, and I would recommend anyone who is in a position, to take advantage of that, to definitely go for it. I do have a friend of mine that works in Dime Savings Bank, and I know that he's told me about workshops that his bank hosts for first-time home buyers. So I'm looking forward to perhaps working with them someday with speaking with potential home buyers. However, I deal with anyone that comes to me, whether they're a veteran, they have an FHA loan, whatever it is, I would assist them.
Okay, somebody just asked, Ms. Yearwood just asked, what income bracket do you need to have in order to buy a house?
Well, I would say, okay, so you have to calculate what mortgage you would be comfortable paying per month. So let's say, for example, you currently pay rent that's $2,000, and paying that $2,000 rent, you have an income that's maybe $80,000 or $90,000. Your mortgage person would have to calculate what your income is, what your credit is, how much savings you have, how much down payment you're going to pay, and they would also have to include the taxes and insurance for your property. They would have to come up with a number that it would be, and very well, depending on the price of your home, you may be able to spend that same $2,000 that you pay in rent. You may be able to spend that in a mortgage. So I would say, if you are comfortably able to pay a rent that's maybe 40 times, like the rent is like 40 times 40 is equivalent to what your yearly salary is, and you have a significant amount of savings, I would say you should explore your home buying options. Because if you could comfortably pay that, you have a good nest egg on the side, and you're able to withdraw the funds that are able, like I said, about 10% of the purchase price, I would say you should explore that. Now, if you are presently maybe staying in a room, for example, and you're only paying $800 to $1,000, and your income is maybe only $2,000 a month, and you also don't have, maybe you only have $5,000 saved, I would say you would need to save quite a bit more. It's okay to stay in the place that you're only paying $1,000 for. That would allow you to, save some money because you're not spending the $2,000 yet. But I would say explore making, a greater salary, whether you do some sort of, additional work, or, you're able to move up in your job. When that happens, then I would say you should pursue buying a home. Oh, everyone's saying they like the bookshelf.
Yes. Thank you. Somebody said thank you. If you have any more questions, because I'm not going to hold her because she is a busy young lady and she is in and out and doing her thing. Empress Aisha, what you got? Any more questions for her?
Yeah, like as far as buying a new home, or like a more up-to-date home, or a home that's been around for about a few generations, like 3 or 4 generations. Like, do you recommend that someone buy a home that's old, or should they focus on something new?
I would say it's a matter of preference, because I've encountered buyers that want an older home because they like let's say in Bed-Stuy. Bed-Stuy has, those brownstones, and some of them have the original, inner workings with the arches and everything that's in the home. So that's a personal preference. And they have, what they call good, strong bones, and whomever might have lived there, kept it well. Then there are people who want a gut job. Like they want something that's just like, whew, no one else wants, because they already know that they are in a position to either afford to, or they can actually on their own bring that place back to life, and they actually enjoy that process. And then I also have a buyer that I'm working with right now. We just got an accepted offer on a home that hasn't even been built as yet. It's going to be built. And we looked at a number of condos and properties, both in New York and in New Jersey. And he came to the conclusion that, you know what, my wife and I want to live somewhere that no one's ever lived in before. Like it's, and they actually have certain options that they can ask for in the home, whether they want wooden floors or, carpet and things of that nature. So it's definitely a matter of preference. I would say if you know that, you're moving, say, from one state to another, and you just want to have a move-in ready property, I would not show you a property that needs, a gut job. I would show you something that maybe needs a little paint on the walls, but it's definitely a matter of what you prefer.
Thank you for that one. I appreciate that one. And also,
I was gonna add, when you're purchasing a property, you do get an inspection. So even if you're purchasing something and you feel like, you're not too sure about how much work is involved, when you get your inspection report, you use that as your reference to decide, this house has, X, Y, and Z that would need to be repaired or looked at. It may not be the responsibility of the seller to fix, but maybe just cosmetic, or maybe a little bit more than that. But it would be a great reference for you to decide if that property is for you, if you're up to doing the amount of work that's required, based on what the inspection report says, aside from what you see yourself while walking through the property.
Thank you, Janelle. That was you're very informative. Thank you.
I'm trying, but you're welcome.
You're doing excellent. You're doing good. Thank you so much. Also, King Simon, is it okay if I ask another question? Okay.
Of course.
Like hidden fees, when it comes to buying a home that people just not aware of.
Well, they're not hidden because you will know what they are. Your lawyer, your mortgage person, everyone will let you know before the closing date. But there are city taxes, state taxes, insurance taxes. There are, you may even have to pay a portion of the broker's fee. There are inspections that you have to pay. An inspection you have to pay for. There are a number of things that you would have to pay for. Your lawyer fee, the title, things of that nature. So there are things that you have to pay for, but you would know it all. So that's why when I said I would recommend that you have at least 10% saved if you're going to purchase a home, knowing that you're going to do a 3.5% down. Though that 6% that I'm guesstimating that may be in your closing costs, that's going to cover those things, those fees. So. They may be hidden because you don't know about them right now, but they will be revealed to you, and you would know pretty early on what it is that you're going to pay, because your mortgage person will look at your savings, if you're using your 401k or whatever it is, and they will give you an estimate of around how much you would need, and they would look at they will look at your funds, and they would be able to tell you if you are in a position to pay those costs or not. Another thing that's possible, if you do not have enough cash on hand, there's a thing called a seller's concession. Okay. So I've had to do this with a couple of buyers that I've worked with. So with the seller's concession, what it is, let's say, for example, you're buying a property that's $500,000. And you don't have the $25,000 or so dollars that would be needed for the closing costs, but you do have, maybe you have $10,000. You don't have the full $25,000 or $30,000 that you may need. Seller's concession allows you to take out more money using the value of the property, like the equity of the property, and put your closing costs into your mortgage. So let's say the house, you're buying it for $500,000, and they estimate that the house is actually going to sell for, it's actually worth $550,000. You can ask for seller's concession, which would be, you would say, hey, I actually want to do a mortgage for $530,000, knowing that 30,000 of that I'm going to use towards my closing costs. And that's one way that you can get some sort of assistance with paying your closing costs. So as much as I'm saying, yes, you should have 10% down, I recommend having it anyway, but there are ways to have less money out of pocket and still be able to purchase a home. But I would recommend still having a significant amount of cash on hand, because you really never know what you have to put out of pocket, before you get to closing, or even after the fact. First day of moving in, you might realize like, oh my gosh, I need to pay for X, Y, and Z. Yeah, it's better to have a significant amount of cash.
Okay.
Because you don't know, like when the house is appraised, it may not actually be appraised for the number that you need it for. So if you're asking for $25,000 worth of seller's concession because you want to use it for your closing costs, and the house only appraises for $515,000, that means you're only going to be allowed to take out, maybe that $15,000 instead of that $25,000 that you need. So you have to be able to put that extra $10,000 to make up that $525,000 to then, add it into, your mortgage costs. So, it can be kind of technical, but, there are ways to acquire home ownership.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, people are saying good answer and all that stuff in the chat and everything. So I don't want to keep you. It is now 46 minutes after the hour and about 14 minutes before the top of the hour right here on King Simon Presents. Did you want to ask any more questions, my dear?
One more. If you don't mind, Janelle, I don't want to hold you. Okay. What are the best benefits of owning your own property?
Well, just the idea that it's yours. To me personally, that's the most rewarding feeling of being a homeowner, and also seeing the keys being placed to someone's hand and them like grasping it and being like, oh, this is mine. It's almost like being a kid at Christmas, or whatever, your birthday or something like that. Knowing that it's yours, like I mentioned before, knowing that it's something that you can take money back from once it, has equity in the house. You can use that property to improve the property, to, build even more equity, to buy another property. Some people have, done that, use that money to enroll their kids into college. It's something that you can pass down for generations. There are just like so many reasons why owning a property is beneficial. But to me, those are the top two. The fact that that's wealth. Ownership is wealth. I've heard people kind of crack jokes like, oh, well, you don't really own the house because you have a mortgage. It's yours. Just keep paying your mortgage. It's yours. That's your property. It's yours more than if you're paying rent. You know what I mean? Like, you're still paying something to live somewhere, but this is yours. You're just paying it off slowly.
Right. Well, Janelle, I want to thank you very much for coming on this show. I definitely didn't want to hold you up, but I know people do need to show her love. Make sure you give her a call or text her at 347-866-1153. Hit her up at IG at Janelle Real Estate. That's Janelle Real Estate. She is a licensed real estate salesperson and consultant. So please show us some love once again. Janelle, anything you'd like to, any closing remarks before you go?
Well, if anyone is in New York, even if you're not in New York, but you're interested in buying, selling, renting, all things real estate, even if you just have some real estate questions, perhaps I can lead you in the right direction, or even, give you a few words of advice to prepare you to be ready to purchase, or be ready to sell, or even be ready just to rent. Please reach out to me. My office, my team, One Oak Real Estate, they are awesome. They are, there and ready to work with me. We work as a team. Even though, you're calling me, I can reach out to my broker, my colleagues at any time. So hiring me to help you sell or buy or rent, you're not just hiring me, you're hiring a whole crew of folks. And, with some nice folks, with some good looking folks, with some down to earth folks, we're here and we're ready to to, you know, assist you. How do you, oh, someone just typed a question. How do you go about owning an Airbnb? Oh, so Airbnb is an interesting subject. It's separate from real estate, but you know, it's kind of real estate related. You in some locations, you can rent your, you know, if you're renting a property, some places allow you to sublease it or rent it out. So you can rent a space and then Airbnb it. I have a friend that's out in Jersey that does this. He's actually renting about 3 or 4 different apartments and he Airbnbs all of those apartments. He doesn't own any of them. He doesn't own anything. And he's able to make money regularly just doing Airbnb by renting these spaces and Airbnb. And again, not every location allows you to do that. Not every location allows you to do that at all. So you really have to check out the rules and the laws of the space that you live in. Check the updated rules and laws of Airbnb because, you know, things change on the regular. Even nowadays, there are some rules that allow the state to know who's hosting as an Airbnb person. So, you know, there's a few things that you should look into first. But I would definitely recommend it. Airbnb has been really beneficial to me and my family. And we met people from all over the world that have come. I have a studio apartment that I rent out. We have people from all over the world that have come and stayed, and they were able to enjoy Brooklyn, spend their money in Brooklyn, go visit the city, come back. And some have even told me, hey, if I didn't have an Airbnb, I would have never visited New York. So there's definitely, you know, a beneficial thing from the owner that's hosting it, as well as the people that you're welcoming, and just making those connections. Like if I ever want to visit France, I know, you know, someone out there, they have an Airbnb as well, and they stayed in mind. They're like, anytime you want to come, let me know. So I have their phone number waiting. It's a nice community of folks that you can, you know, meet.
And you know, my son owns 3 of them in Georgia too. So
see, there you go.
Yeah, my son owns 3 of them in Georgia and planning to get some in Florida here too. So
there you go. So it's
how you doing this work. So once again, thank you very much, Janelle. Thank you very much for the love. Thank you for showing up and showing out and doing your thing.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a real pleasure speaking with both of you.
Yes. And make sure everything is well. Everything is well in Brooklyn. How's Brooklyn doing?
Oh, it was raining today. You know, it's not as nice as Florida. It's really not as nice as Florida, but it's okay. It's okay. Brooklyn is nice.
I know, because Aisha's in the Bronx anyway, so y'all out there.
Oh, so you're feeling my pain. He's not.
Yes, I'm with you right now.
Yeah. I've been privy to looking at his IG and seeing him basking in the sunshine on the beach. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's nice. I'm not a hater, however. That's interesting.
Give myself a round of applause for doing what I did.
Keep teasing us. It's okay.
Okay. Well, Janelle, we'll talk. You be safe, okay? No
all right. Take care. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Be safe. That was the one, the only Janelle Lewis. Let's give her a well-deserved round of applause. Yes. Make sure you check her out. Licensed real estate salesperson and consultant. Look, 347-866-1153, 347-866-1153, and hit her up on IG. Befriend her on IG. That's Janelle Real Estate. That's Janelle Real Estate at IG. Hey, people are doing that real estate, and you know, just recently, Empress, in Georgia, Blue Pill from Red Pill and Blue Pill posted an event, a real estate event. With DJ Envy and one of his partners, and I heard that was packed too. So buying real estate out there. I want to bring up. I'm going to bring on somebody who does it big in California too. He does that big in California now. He's moved to Georgia. His name is TJ, brother TJ. So I'm going to see if I can get him on. I know he always wanted to come on, and I want to make. He just got a new book and everything. So that should be very interesting. He's also a dear friend of Dr. Sabi before he passed on. So. This brother, I can't wait to bring him on because he did an interview with Dr. Sabi back in the day also. But yeah, but I enjoyed it. Let's give her a well-deserved round of applause again. Janelle Lewis. Yes. Yo. Make sure y'all hit her up, family. Make sure y'all hit her up. Share this video, share this video, share this video. Especially if you're in the tri-state area of New York and along the East Coast, she can at least give you some advice. Also, she has some property that she deals with in the Caribbean. So if you want to get some Caribbean villa or something, she could hook you up, show you how to run your own Airbnb, all that kind of stuff. So, and this is Aisha, Empress Aisha Moore's info, you know, spiritual upliftment, and of course the co-host. And contact her via email at empressaishaamore@gmail. Spread love via her Cash App at Empress Amore, PayPal, and is Aisha McBride at gmail.com. Let's give that a well-deserved round of applause. Yes. Yes. I know, great. I'm sorry. Just me. Yeah, you ready to run down these prayers? You ready? Let me big up what's coming up first. Our sister, well, of course, on the 21st, March 21st, this coming Sunday, Dr. MJ, acupuncturist, physician, and board certified Eastern herbalist, and an author, Pedalwise founder and director of Eden Integrative Medicine, will be here. She's going to be discussing womb disease is killing your mental health. Woo, that's going to be fire. Womb disease is killing your mental health. Ooh, family, that's why I say y'all need to go get her products. This is her website. Get her products, can help with the womb. She's used not only Eastern, she used, of course, African herbs. She used all types of herbs. She really hooks people up and hook you ladies up. And brothers, if you want to show your sister some love, if you're married to a beautiful sister or engaged or you have a girlfriend, hey, look, that's the website. If you know she's going through some stuff, set up a consultation with Dr. MJ, but she'll be here to talk her stuff. Womb disease is killing your mental health. Man, that is a powerful statement. So I can't wait for her to come and explain it. This sister was supposed to come on the 24th, but she texted me today and said we had to move it. So we're gonna move this to Sunday, March 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on King Simon Presents on YouTube. And of course, that's a Genesis Samadhi, manifesting and living your bliss life.
Living your bliss life. Oh my, manifesting and living your bliss life.
Yes, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Of course. And I think that evening I'm supposed to have that entrepreneur, but I still got to get that confirmation. I think he's traveling and he's on tour, so he hasn't been able to hit me up. But if I don't have him, at least I have her. And on March the 31st, closing out this month of Women's History or Herstory Month, Dr. Nalani Valentine, Doctor of Classical Naturopathy and Neuropathy, and educator. And of course, her book is called 7 Steps to Healing and Wellness. So that's Dr. Phil Valentine's wife. So she'll be here with us. And I just heard from Queen of Four, so I got to big her up. Big up to Queen of Four. That's interesting.
Yes.
Queen of Four used to be married to Phil, so this is interesting. At this time, she would text me, so I guess I got to hit her back and make sure she's all right. Big up to Queen of Four. I know she's in LA doing her thing. She was just on Sway Show. She was with Maya doing things with Maya. She did things with Erica Badu. Queen is just flying, and I know Queen for years. So big up to Queen of Four. So all the great ones, but don't forget. Dr. Nalani Valentine is coming in on Wednesday, March the 31st at 9 p.m. And let's shout out, of course, here Janelle Lewis. This is her real estate salesperson. Of course, these are the numbers. These are the fax machines. These are the office numbers. That's the email if you want to link up with her at that email. Also, that's the email at Oak Realty. Also, check out my son's music. Don't abuse it. It's beautiful music and it is worth it, family. Make sure you go to this link that's on the flyer, but let me put the link up big on y'all. There it is. That's the link right there. And that's link lnk.bio/ZB060. So make sure you hit that link up. We got some beautiful music, especially if you're into making love. My son got some love making music. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, we here to make it love, not war. We're here making love. Also, Here is my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Don't forget the workbook is coming out. That's right. The ebook is coming out soon. That's for classes only. Those who want to be a part of my class, y'all will get this for free in my class. There'll be an ebook or a PDF I will send to y'all. And of course, don't forget this book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important. And no promotion is bad for those who just spell my name right. And every time you support me on Amazon or support those 3 books that I said in the last 3 books, you support Dr. Laila Africa. And of course, his link, Dr. Africa's link is always in the description bar on my show. So make sure you support that. Matter of fact, the 21st will be a whole year since he passed on. So we'll be interviewing Dr. MJ on the 21st. Whole year. Also, enough respect. Happy birthday to the late Baba Kalindi. Today is his birthday. His Earth Strong, late Baba Kalindi. Y'all know he was the master of the shrooms, man, and psychedelic and all the great healing medicine. So big up to him. Also, 1 million adornments. Talk about your products.
Yes, so 1 million adornments on Instagram. You can hit me up on Instagram. And just let me know what you like what colors you like. A lot of the areas that you will see here on the flyer will not be there because they pretty much, what I make is what you get, A lot of times they're one of a kind.
You heard what you said now. What you make is what you get. What you get is what you make is what you get. You heard what you said. Also, you seen Lloyd Strayhorn with us yesterday. Lloyd, this is his website. Lloyd did a great job, of course, helping us with Audrey Rumbers. And then him and I did, before that, we did Brother Rich's show, and people are still texting me from that. And if I can't handle them, I send them straight to Lloyd because I'm traveling, I'm moving, so it's hard for me to do it. So please, if you're going to text me for a Numerovation session, do remember you're on a waiting list. This waiting list is going into April already. So it is what it is, but you do have to send your funds first to lock down a date with me. That's all. But Lloyd, you can hit him up on his website and you can set up a schedule, a thing with him, or KayaFrench.com until Kaya is ready to advertise soon. She'll let me know. She says she's going to be advertising on my show. If you want to do my classes, holistic numerovation course, the BATH method, I'll be teaching that, how to see beyond the numbers, how to look around the numbers, how to track the numbers, and how you need to hear the numbers and why you are hearing numbers. We're going to go into that. And that's why this workbook is going to be very important for that course, that class, that time. So also, back to Pedal Wise, I want to make sure y'all support Sister Pedal Wise, of course. And if you want that 10% deal, make sure you send this coupon code. That's King 2021. That's King 2021 at www.pedalwise.com, www.pedalwise.com. And one more thing, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. 347-496-1022. If you live outside of the United States, please use WhatsApp. If you want to advertise with me, please use WhatsApp if you live outside the United States. But if you live inside of the United States, text me the regular phone line, all right? Keep it simple. And of course, what we always have here is the content disclaimer. Views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Prayer time, prayer time, prayer time. That's one of my favorite times. It's prayer time because when you pray to God, you talk to God or the Creator. But when you meditate, you listen to the God and Creator within you so you can bring out the magnificent out of you. That's what's important. So, of course, this prayer is written by Dr. Delbert Blair for continuation of Dr. Blair's legacy. Please go to his official website. That's www.metacenter2.com. That's www.metacenter2.com for his books, ELF protectors, products, and much more. All right. Ready, my sister?
Yes, I am.
All right, all right, all right. We're going to pray today. All right, here we go. Go ahead, my sister. Jolly, 2, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, sister.
Please give thanks. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Okay. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind my spirit and my soul, to receive only truth and your love now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Give her a round of applause for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful. Thank you for being a part of the journey as usual.
Thank you.
Always, always love you and respect you, my sister. And please give that group hug to your children. Say, King Simon said, do this group hug.
Let them know it's from you.
Oh, yes, please, please. It's important. A group hug is important. It gives that group energy because when two or more are gathered, that's where the creator is. So group hugs are.
Sending you a group hug too. We're going to be sending you one.
Oh, please, please. I'll be coming back up there soon. I'll be back in New York. Hey, people, I'm doing a book signing. I haven't officially do a book signing. So when I get back to New York, I'm doing a book signing. And of course, Aisha Moore's going to be there. And a whole bunch of people going to be there. That's going to be supporting. And we will be practicing social distancing, but we'll have it set up where everybody can sit appropriately and come in and out of the venue while I'm teaching or whatever. And we will be doing a book signing at Nicholas Brooklyn in Brooklyn. So we'll be doing it. I talked to Monique. I just have to set up the date. So people have been calling me and texting me when I'm going to do an event, when I'm going to do some events. I said, well, I got to see what New York is all about. I see Georgia's open up doing all kind of events. Even Florida's doing, but New York is still, kind of funny. So I don't want to get too caught up. And I want to make sure that we could stream and I could probably just have at least probably 20 people in there spread out. And we can do a nice little book event. And King Simon coming back with the productions again in many fashions and many forms. So, my dear, I love you. Be safe. Get some rest. And we'll talk. All right, my sister? All right. Take care of yourself. All right. Bye-bye. All right, peace. Peace. That's right, family. Thank you very much. Aisha Moore, we got to get on out of here. Let me take a step to the rear and get the heck out of here. Do remember, tune in and please share, like this video. And of course, support all of the Black media that's on YouTube now before they try to shut us down and flag us and all that kind of stuff. That's why I kind of keep it respectful and do what I got to do. Keep the positive vibe. I don't bring the controversy. You know how I do it. So those that are watching me on the phone, those that are watching me on their iPhone, their smartphone, their dumb phone, those that are watching me on that big screen TV, I love you. I respect you. Remember, live clean, fight dirty. There is no rules when it comes to protecting yourself and your family. So live clean, fight dirty. 52 Nations, big up to Master Mo and the crew. Matter of fact, next month we have one of his great senseis coming in, Sensei Shirley, who is also a 52 master. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be getting it in. We're going to be getting it in. We're going to have some fun. So that's going to be fun. And I got Ra Aku in the building. Who else I got? Let me look on my calendar. I got Ra Aku coming in April. Who else I got coming in? I got Adara Moselle. She is a electric touch shaman and tantric healer coming in. I got Joshua Sarah coming in next month. Also, who else I got? I'll be booking way ahead of time. I got Sensei Shirley, like I said, coming in. I got Erica Davy from out of Liberia coming in. And I got Sister Jackie, the author of a great numerology / novel coming in. So we got some people coming in next month. And I think Dr. Valentine is coming in. So y'all look out for that. If Dr. Valentine come in, that's it. All right, it's over. So look, I'm going to leave y'all with this good old music, of course, with my posts. And y'all just be at peace. Stay focused. Stay out of trouble. Remember, one aim, one destiny, one God. And remember, up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. And like Dr. Khalid Muhammad used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one creator. Peace. I'll talk to y'all soon. All right. Love y'all. Y'all be safe.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Number are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.